Newfoundland and Labrador will have a new premier this weekend when the province's Liberal Party chooses its next leader. You'll remember Premier Andrew Furey resigned in February but said he'd stay on until a successor was appointed. It's the battle of the Johns. John Hogan and John Abbott both come from Furey's cabinet. Both are vying for the province's top job. So what sets these two gentlemen apart, and what will they each bring, or what are they promising to bring to Newfoundland Labrador? For a closer look, we're joined again by Sarah Smelly with the Canadian Press. Sarah, just before we get started, I want to thank you again for your coverage during the election campaign. It was great to have your perspective on what's happening in Atlantic Canada and really set us up well as we head into Monday. So thank you for that.
Oh, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Okay, now, so people in Newfoundland and Labrador have another election to vote in. What are each of these candidates looking to offer the province?
So yes, as you mentioned, we've got two men named John vying for the top spot. They were both elected and sworn in about 4 years ago. They've both held very important roles in the government. John Abbott, his platform is focused on seniors, housing, and expanding cell coverage to rural parts of the province. He's pitching himself as the more experienced candidate because he's held top roles in the government before he was elected. And he's running against John Hogan, who says he will work with Canada to respond to US President Donald Trump. He will steer the province through any fallout from tariffs from Donald Trump. He will prioritize access to healthcare in rural parts of the province. And he's also said repeatedly that he's really focused on closing a big energy deal with Quebec that promises to bring about $225 billion to Newfoundland and Labrador over the next 50 years.
Different platforms, their campaigning and interactions with each other, I understand, were described as cordial until Abbott described his opponent's campaign as safe. What has campaigning been like? Because this is also happening in the midst of a federal election campaign.
Yeah. I spoke with John Abbott yesterday. I know that both candidates have been going all across the province to talk to Liberal Party members and hopefully get their vote. John Abbott has made pitches for different programs. For example, he's pitched a basic income program for seniors living below the poverty line to get them up above the poverty line and help make their living easier. And he's accused John Hogan of just kind of pitching a platform that would maintain the status quo. He's accused him of not having any, real fresh new ideas.
This was a surprise leadership race. Premier Andrew Furey caught Newfoundlanders off guard when he announced that he was going to resign back in February. So what are voters looking for in this current climate? We know that Trump is an issue both federally and provincially, but in terms of local issues, what really needs to be addressed?
Yeah. I mean, in general, Newfoundland and Labrador is facing huge challenges. We have a massive net debt, $19.4 billion. That's almost twice as much as our entire budget this year.
Wow.
The province is spread out over a really vast area. A lot of towns sit along far-flung coastlines, and they're home to fewer than 1,000 people. A lot of them are home to just a few hundred people. And that makes delivering public services really difficult.
Like healthcare?
Yeah, ambulances. And so people are really worried about the economy. They're worried about the cost of living. They're worried about healthcare. And they're worried about housing. And in general, again, like Newfoundlanders and Labradorians just want the province to be prosperous. They want their kids and their grandkids to be able to stay here and find good jobs and not be forced to move away to find a better life.
Or take that, 22-hour trip or however long it is to Alberta and then come back, be gone for weeks and months at a time from their kids. Sarah Smelly, journalist with the Canadian Press. Thanks for your time once again, not only on this hit, but leading up to the federal election as well. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
If you like that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.